Hello, I'm going to go over Composition and Design Part 1 and Part 2. So what you're watching now is the instructor's introduction for these two modules that are part of one learning unit. And I'm just going to briefly go over that they're two modules, they feed into each other, and then I'm going to show you some student examples work. So this is the combined introduction for Part 1 and 2. For Part 1, you have a plan and artist research project due. I'm going to show you some student examples of that now. And you can learn more about the project by going to the homework assignment. And also, the second part of Composition Design Part 2, you turn in your final photos. So let me click over and show you what you're up to. These are two different student examples, and I'm kind of fast forwarding, right? So you're going to want to check out this assignment and review all of the information. And as you can see, there's Part 1 and Part 2. And then also the homework that I'm showing you right now is also an example of Part 2. So there's the plan and research, which I'm going to show you, and then there's the final photos. So you can go check these out as well. There's videos, there's all the requirements. And so what I'm showing you now is the students' work from both Project Part 1 and Part 2. So this student shows Michael Kenna. There's the short bio, responding to the different prompts about compositional style and quality of light. And then you're required to submit 2 photos by the artist, at least 2, with all the physical properties, so the title, where it was made, when it was made, if you can find the size, basically referencing all those physical properties. And then Part 2 of the first part of this assignment, I probably should have numbered these differently, is when you're going to talk about the plan and what type of project you're going to make, where you're going to make it, the type of lighting, the type of compositional style, and you're going to submit 2 sample photos. And again, these are just following the prompts on the homework assignment page. So there's 9 different prompts. So that is for the overall work that's due in the first module. In the second module, you'll be turning in your final photographs. And so so there's Part 1 and Part 2, and this is Part 2 of the overall learning unit, where you'll be submitting your artwork after getting some feedback from myself and your classmates. And so Part 2, you've got the photos made, the description with all of the exposure information, the quality of light, the compositional style, and all this is covered in the video connected to the homework assignment. So these are just like the end results of the students' work, following all the prompts that are required, so telling us the name, the size you'd like to print it, your exposure information, the quality of light, compositional style. So these are the 4 photographs that were submitted. We're still in student 1, and then responding to the other prompts for this second half of the homework assignment. Hope this isn't too confusing. All right, 1 more student. So this is student 2. So let me just go back and see if this would help, if I haven't lost my audience. So basically, we're looking at both homework assignments that are due for these 2 modules. There's Part 1 and Part 2. In Part 1, there's also 2 parts, so don't get confused about that. The artist research part and the planning part. So now back over here, we're looking at Part 1. This is student 2. They chose the photographer Jessica Hines. Short bio, talking about the compositional style the photographer uses, the quality of light, websites for the research. And then these are the photos by the photographer, Jessica Hines, who was the photographer that this student used as their source of inspiration. And then the planning, what they're going to be taking pictures of. So all the information, the quality of light, the location, the time of day, the compositional styles. And this is the student's sample work, along with the rest of the information, some feedback they want to get, and a sample of one of their photographs specifically to get feedback on. And then these are the final images made by student number 2. There are 4 images with the title and the information that I asked for, the exposure, the quality of light. I think I also wanted the compositional style. Do the best you can. I realize it's a lot of work, and hopefully looking at this video helps you to understand all the various expectations. That's why I'm making it. So then talking about the size, the genre, more information about the photographs, talking about showing motion, stopping motion, so some of the things that we talked about in the manual mode lecture, compositional style, and then 2 quotes from the articles that you were required to read. So I'm aware that it's a lot of information. I hope that it's helpful information. I mean, I'm hoping that you have fun with these assignments, since composition and design has 2 parts and then it has 2 assignments, but they're kind of connected to each other. Please keep me posted with any questions. Thank you so much for listening.